alibi. Operation Destroy the Weakest Alibi has failed.
Hold on.
We can exclude the sick.
And what about the other?
Right before them, I was totally asleep.
I think everyone...
So everyone who stayed at... What about you guys? I was where I was supposed to be. My own cottage. Crap! We can exclude the sick people like me and Akane, right?
And what about the others?
Right before the morning announcement, I was totally sleeping in my motel room.
We're totally gonna fail again, you know that, right?
Everyone at the motel was doing that.
So everyone who stayed... What about you guys? I was where I was supposed to be. My own cottage.
Oops.
That's not enough.
Aside from those afflicted by the disease, if nobody has an alibi, then...
Wait, but... Hold on,
We
hold
can
on.
exclude the sick people like me and Akane, right?
Okay,
And
hold
what
on.
about the...
Right before the...
Oh my gosh. This is just, it's a burn. You wonder where Shadow's at? He might be napping or something. Or out. I'd like to retry, please.
We will never give up.
You're playing Shadow for help. I think we'll be okay. I think I may have just figured it out. Not positive, but we'll see.
We can exclude the sick people like me
Actually,
and Akane, right?
This one, and then I'll go
And
right
what
to the
about
very
the
end.
Right before them, I was totally sleeping.
I think everyone...
So everyone who stayed... What about you guys? I was where I was supposed... That's not...
Aside from those... If nobody has an alibi, then...
What? My gosh.
Crap! We can exclude the sick people like me and Akane, right?
And what about the others?
Right before the morning announcement, I was totally sleeping in my motel room.
I think everyone at the motel was doing that.
So everyone who stayed at the motel doesn't have an alibi. What about you guys? I was where I was supposed to be, my own cottage. That's not an alibi.
Aside from those afflicted by the disease, if nobody has an alibi, then... Operation Destroy the Weakest Alibi has failed!
We can exclude the sick people like me.
And what about the others?
Right before the morning announcement, I was totally sleeping in my motel room.
I'm sad.
We can
This
exclude
is
the
what's
sick
going through my
people like me
mind.
and Akane, right?
Oh my gosh.
And what
I-
about the others?
Right
I feel
before the
so
morning
dumb right now.
announcement, I was totally sleeping in my motel room.
And I keep trying the same ones over and over again, thinking, well, maybe it's because the purple words were on screen.
We can exclude the sick people like me and Akane, right?
Alright, this
And
is
what
the
about
only
the
one I haven't
others?
tried.
Right before the morning, I was totally sleeping in my motel room.
I think everyone...
So everyone who stayed... What about you guys? I was where I was supposed to be, my own cottage. Crap! We can exclude the sick...
And what about the...
Right before them, I was totally sleeping.
I think everyone...
So everyone who stayed... What about you guys? I was where I was supposed... That's not...
Aside from those afflicted... If nobody has an alibi, then...
Maybe it's that on Sonia's thing? Didn't work.
We can exclude the sick people.
And what about the...
Right before the morning, I was totally sleeping in my motel room.
This is... I honestly...
Crap!
This one has me super stumped.
We can exclude the sick people like me and Akane, right?
And what about the others?
Right before the morning announcement, I was totally sleeping in my motel room.
I think everyone...
So everyone who stayed... What about you guys? I was where I was supposed... That's not...
Aside from those... If nobody... Operation Destroy the Weakest Alibi has failed!
We can exclude the sick people like me and Akane, right?
It's impossible for Akane and I to have committed this crime since we both had the despair disease. Everyone already understands that, right? To bring up that topic again after all this time, there's definitely something wrong with you.
Crap!
Yeah, there's something wrong with me. I have no idea what I'm
The
doing.
sick people like me and Akane, right?
And what about the others?
Right before the morning announcement, I was totally sleeping in my motel room.
I think everyone at the motel was doing that.
So everyone who stayed at the motel doesn't have an alibi. What about you guys? I was where I was supposed to be.
Oh gosh, here we go. Yoko was distraught because her kimono was disheveled and she was unable to tie it on her own. That's when Sona apparently told her about the full-length mirror in the music venue's storage room. The video that Hajime saw at the hospital, it shows a person dressed in a hospital gown wearing a hemp bag on their head as they willingly climb to a step ladder toward a noose. Surveillance camera unit put inside the music venue for communication purposes has been smashed into pieces and no longer works.
That's not an alibi.
Aside from those afflicted by the disease, if nobody has an alibi, then Operation Destroy the Weakest Alibi has failed.
We can exclude the sick people.
And what about the others?
Right before the morning announcement, I was totally sleeping in my motel room.
I think everyone at the motel was doing that.
So everyone who stayed. What about you guys? I was where I
Broken
was
Video
supposed
Monitor
to
has
be.
video of
My
what
own
really
best.
happened.
Not an alibi.
It got
Aside from
turned
those
off
afflicted
as
by
soon
the
as
disease,
like
If nobody
the
has
person
an
was about to
alibi,
hang
then
themselves.
Operation Destroy the Weakest Alibi
And it doesn't
has failed.
record, it can only transmit.
We can exclude the sick people like me.
And what about the others?
Right before the morning announcement, I was totally sleeping in my motel room. We can exclude the sick people like me and Akane, right?
And what about the others?
Right before the morning, I was totally sleeping in my motel room. Crap! We can exclude the sick people like me and Akane, right?
And what about the others?
Right before the morning, I was totally sleeping in my
I think everyone at the motel.
So everyone who stayed at the motel does. What about you guys?
3, 2,
I was
1.
wrong.
Oh my gosh. This is This is the worst I've ever done at any of these.
We will never give up.
I honestly have no clue.
We can exclude the sick people like me and Akane, right?
And what about the others?
Right before the morning announcement, I was totally sleeping in my motel room.
I think everyone at the motel was doing that.
So everyone who stayed at the motel doesn't have an alibi. What about you guys? I was where I was supposed to be, my own cottage.
That's not an alibi.
Aside from those afflicted by the disease, if nobody has an alibi, then Operation Destroy the Weakest Alibi has failed.
The murders supposedly happened before and during morning announcement. The person who doesn't have an alibi for that time.
We can exclude the sick people like me and Akane, right?
And what about the others?
I think it's
Right before the morning
Kazuichi,
announcement, I was totally sleeping in my motel room.
That's what he's saying.
I think everyone at the motel was doing that.
I think Sonia doesn't.
So everyone who stayed at the motel doesn't have an alibi. What about you guys? I was where I was supposed to be, my own cottage.
That's not an alibi.
Aside from those afflicted by the disease, if nobody has an alibi, then Operation Destroy the Weakest Alibi has failed.
We can exclude the sick people like me and Akane, right?
And what about the other?
Right before the morning announcement, I was totally sleeping.
I think everyone at the motel was...
So everyone who stayed at the motel. What about you guys? I was where I was supposed to be, my own cottage. Crap! We can exclude the sick people like me and Akane, right?
And what about the others?
Right before the I was totally sleeping.
I think everyone at...
So everyone who stayed. What about you guys? I was where I was supposed to be, my own cottage. Crap! We can exclude the sick people like me and Akane, right?
And what about the...
Right before the I was totally sleeping.
I think everyone at...
So everyone who stayed. What about you guys? I was where I was supposed to be, my own cottage. Crap! We can exclude the sick people like me and Akane, right?
And what about the others?
Right before the morning announcement, I was totally sleeping and
I think everyone at...
so everyone is... What about you guys? I
We're
was
gonna
where I
get
was
this.
That's not.
Aside from those... If nobody has an alibi, then...
No, that's wrong.
Oh my gosh. This is what it was?
Hold on. Not all of us are missing an alibi. In fact, Mikan and I both have alibis.
You two have alibis?
Yeah, she was snuggling with me.
Up until I saw that hanging video, Mikan and I were actually together for a while.
Oh, here we go.
We even woke up together that morning.
Hey, what kind of situation is that?
I accidentally fell asleep on top of Hajime.
That happens to plenty of people. Right?
Too much info.
Too much.
It's not like that. She just came to tell me Nagato's condition had improved.
And we went to the hospital together afterward. So we were together until right before the announcement.
I get it. You guys have alibis.
Yeah, something like that.
If that's the case, the killer must be someone else.
It's better if we think about it like that. The killer decided to falsify the murder sequence to hide the actual time of the crime anyway.
So it's inevitable that an alibi for both before and during the morning announcement would be very important.
It feels like Operation Destroy the Weakest Alibi has backed us into a corner instead.
It sure has.
But committing an imitation murder, is that really all it was?
Huh?
Faking the time the crime occurred by falsifying the murder sequence, hiding their alibi in the process? Was that the only reason the killer made both bodies imitate the movie?
Are you saying there was another reason?
I feel really bad for confusing you guys so much, but that's how I feel. I think the killer had a completely different reason for falsifying the murder sequence.
The killer had a different reason? If that's the case, are we still in the killer's trap? Is that a trap set by one of us? If so, then who's and what kind of trap is it? Oh, please don't tell me recess. Suspended.
Hiya!
Why, hello there, Monomi. The moss balls sure look tasty today.
Stop it!
Don't characterize me as someone who lives off moss balls. Moss balls. And here's some chance time. Chance time? What's that? Now then, Monomi's appeal time starts now. What? Appeal time? Your kind-hearted big brother is gonna give you the chance to reclaim your honor. Good luck, show those jerks who treat you like a red-headed stepchild who's boss. That's 99% your fault. While you are whining, your time's already running out, so please make your appeal simple. about 30,000 words or so. It's too long, it'll just be boring appeal. Come on, if your appeal is successful, there might be merchandise opportunities heading your way. Then I'm Usami, magical miracle girl Usami. I'm an itty-bitty girl who's sweet like milk. Jeez, and I thought a certain robot's little sister was supposed to be the best.
What a disappointment!
Huh? Who are you talking about? I have no clue whatsoever. That's really confusing. Hopefully we can finish this tonight. It's 9:30 already.
I'm Monami. Once again, I've been put in such an unreasonable situation. Seriously, he's like the king of unreasonableness. Why did it turn out like this? We were supposed to have a fun, friendly school trip, but it turned out all bloody instead. No! This definitely cannot be allowed. That's why I want you to remember this. Everyone, do your very best. Don't lose to yourself. And don't forget to save frequently.
She says that every time. Hold on one sec. Pretty sure my wife was trying to do something and she needed this code. That came through to my phone. What you missed? Not a whole lot. We finally answered that last question right, and then they took like a recess. And now we're back. The reason the killer did an imitation murder is a reason other than falsifying the murder sequence. Does something like that even exist? Something got
Did
point
I
here.
confuse you? If so, I wish I could die from self-loathing.
Man, this again.
If that's the case, it would have been just dandy if they had gone ahead and killed me too. If that happened, the imitation would have been perfect. So why didn't they do that?
Well, it's against the rules to kill 3 people in the first place.
That's true.
That rule is too harsh. I couldn't get killed because of that.
Seriously, just shut up already! Shut up forever!
But I'm thinking about it again, and he's totally right. It feels incomplete.
Because they didn't kill 3 people like the movie did? That's only because of Monokuma's rule.
It's not just that. Come on, try to remember the content of the movie. About the lion that got killed second.
That's the one Hyoko's body was imitating, right?
Even though we're calling it an imitation, the lion was actually pinned by arrows,
See?
right?
See? Like I said, I remembered something.
But Hyoko's body was suspended by common household duct tape. Maybe they just used a common substitute because it was too difficult to imitate the arrows. Well, that's probably it, but that attitude is what makes this feel incomplete. If falsifying the murder sequence was the killer's plan from the very beginning, they should have taken steps to properly imitate it.
But if we never realized it was a half-assed imitation, their entire plan would have been completely useless.
What are you trying to say? Are you saying the imitation wasn't planned?
I'm saying, Hyoko's murder wasn't.
What?
Hyoko's murder wasn't planned?
I understand that imitation wasn't enough, but aren't you making a bunch of assumptions?
It's not just the poor imitation. There are also other strange details.
Strange details? Like what?
Like, for example, why did Hyoko go to the music venue?
Why did Hyoko go to the music venue?
So, you're saying the truth behind Hyoko's murder is hidden?
Actually, I think she went there to go use the mirror. In the storage room.
I have no freaking clue what you're trying to say.
However, this is getting quite interesting. My 4 dark devas of destruction are getting riled up.
Why Hyoko went to the music venue, if that's the key to all this, I need to find that out, no matter the cost. Wow, it's a lot of stuff. Okay.
Kyoko go to the music venue? There's no way we'd know that!
Maybe the killer summoned her.
If that's not it, maybe she got abducted by the killer.
No, maybe. She went of her own free will.
Or she was guided by the will of causality.
Nope. I need to find out why Hyoko went to the music venue first. Okay. It's obviously the one that
Why did
Sonia said.
Kyoko go to the music venue? There's no way we'd know that!
Maybe the killer summoned her.
If that's not it, maybe she got abducted by the killer.
No, maybe. She went of her own free will.
Or she was guided by the will of causality.
Why did Hyoko
Oops, sorry.
go to the music venue? There's no way we'd know that!
Maybe the killer summoned her.
If that's not it, maybe she got abducted by the killer.
No,
No, maybe.
she had the room key on
She
her.
went of her own free will.
Yep.
I agree with that. It's just as Sonia said. She went to the music venue of her own free will.
When am I going to upload the DR2 episode for the last 2 streams? I'm not sure. It takes a long time to do those. Maybe this weekend. If you want to watch them, you can actually watch them through the VODs on Twitch. Those are kept for 60 days. So they're still there. But just not on YouTube yet.
So,
Okay.
exactly as I assumed.
If no one called for her, then why did she go?
Yoko locked herself in her room because she was being overly cautious of the despair disease, you know?
Mm-hmm.
I don't think a person like that would leave their room just because someone called for them.
There's no way she got abducted?
No.
Kyoko locked the room she was staying in before she went out.
Mm-hmm.
If she was forcibly taken from her room, there's no way she would have had time to lock it.
That's true.
The killer could have locked her door, right? Just to hide the fact Hyoko got abducted.
Could've? And then put the key on her?
Then they couldn't have hidden her room key that deep in her kimono. They would have put it somewhere more obvious. Otherwise, there's no point in messing with the crime scene if nobody finds the key. At the time, you were the one who actually took out the key, right? Then something like that.
I won't move.
Oh, no. No.
Are you saying my gut was wrong?
Yeah.
This will be my first and last highlight of the day. Why won't you just let me shine already?
No, that's not the issue.
Shut up! Enough with your fancy talk. I'll shut you up right now.
Oh, how? Rebuttal showdown. Alright, stepladder, candle, smudge on the floor. It's too many things to choose from.
Hyoko was locked inside her room, right? She definitely got abducted or something. The killer forced their way into Hyoko's room and forcibly abducted her. The girl is so small and weak looking. And that's why the killer targeted her.
Get wrecked.
Hyoko's room was locked. The key was deep inside her kimono, remember? It's more likely that Hyoko locked the door herself.
The killer was the one who locked the door. So what if the key was in her kimono? Maybe the killer just put it there later.
There's no reason for the killer to put the key in Hyoko's kimono. The killer probably didn't realize she even had the key.
Hold on. Try remembering Hyoko's body. Her kimono was all messed up. There's only one reason her kimono would be that messed up. She fought, but that's the proof she was abducted, right? My gut is totally right after all!
So this is the final stretch of Akana's argument. She's finally revealed her ace in the hole. It's completely a contradiction of what she just said. I need to tell
Hold
her.
on! Try remembering
Okay,
Hyoko's
see-
body. kimono was all messed up. There's only one reason her kimono would be that messed up.
Oh.
Fought the killer.
No.
That's the proof she was abducted, right?
Where's Sony's
My
account?
gut is totally right after all.
No. Oh, man.
Damn it! The killer was the one who locked the door. So what if the key was in her kimono? Maybe the killer just put it there later.
There's no reason for the killer to put the key in Hyoko's kimono. The killer probably didn't realize she even had the key.
Hold on. Try remembering Hiyoko's body. Her kimono. There's only one reason
Crap.
her kimono would be that messed up. She fought the killer.
No.
Allow me to cut through those words.
That worked. That worked.
The reason Hyoko's kimono was messed up was because she wasn't able to properly
Yeah,
wear it.
exactly.
Wear her kimono?
Yeah, it's also the reason why she decided to go out on her own.
Hyoko seemed to be really struggling with wearing her kimono. I believe that was one of the reasons she locked herself in her room. That is why I informed her. I told her that there was a full-length mirror at the music venue, and I suggested that she use it.
Then the reason her kimono was messed up wasn't because she fought the killer.
Yeah, she went to the venue on her own just to fix her messed up kimono.
Mm-hmm.
I get it. I lost. Boil me, burn me, take off my clothes. Do whatever you want to me.
Such an odd choice of words.
Hajime, now's your chance. Make her admit defeat. Or better yet, make her do a little something something.
More poor choices of words. Heaven Spear, hello. Say less. Hell no.
Then, the killer probably couldn't have assumed that Hyoko would go to the music venue.
Though that may not apply to Sonia, since she provided Hyoko with that information.
Though I knew she would go there, there is no way I could have predicted when she would arrive.
Don't go doubting Miss Sonia, you cretin. I'll put you and your hamster 6 feet under.
Dude. Kazuichi. Chill.
Kazuichi, it seems you have quite the fashion sense. Do you want me to incinerate your clothes? Perhaps I could do that while you're wearing them.
Gundam. Zip it.
Gundam, please stop! For his sake!
Huh? What do you mean, for my sake?
Of course. I've already overlooked no less than 10 opportunities to kill you.
Even if the killer couldn't predict it, why did Hyoko get killed in the music venue?
Hiko, hi. Welcome back.
The only thing I can think of is, it was an unfortunate coincidence.
Coincidence?
Well, that's Joe Incidents with a C.
When she went to the venue by herself, she was probably just unlucky and walked in on the crime scene.
She was killed so there wouldn't be any loose ends?
I don't
It
know.
probably happened when the killer was preparing to kill Ibuki. The killer most likely had already placed the hemp bag over her head, and without hesitation,
Killed Hyoko.
because the killer used that coincidence for their crime, it made this case even trickier.
I don't know.
That's the reason they imitated the movie to falsify the murder sequence.
Which means that low-down scoundrel didn't plan on committing imitation murders at first.
Then what was the killer actually planning to do? They've been cunning this far. There's no way they'd kill Ibuki without a plan. Do you have any ideas?
I think Ibuki was just a very easy target.
Damn, we don't know the most important part.
The killer's plan from the beginning, I'm pretty sure we're very, very close.
Hey Nagito, any ideas?
Okay. We're talking to Nagato again?
Hey, how long are you gonna stay quiet?
Oh, am I allowed to speak? I'm so happy I'm getting goosebumps. Everyone actually needs help from scum like me.
So what do you think?
I was thinking about it while I had my mouth shut. But now I'm finally able to come to a conclusion. Ibuki definitely didn't commit suicide.
Huh? What are you talking about?
I thought there might be a possibility that she faked her death and tampered with the crime scene. But now I remember. There was blood on Ibuki's slippers. So if she faked her death and walked around the music venue tampering with the crime scene, there'd be bloody footprints left in various places throughout the venue. So that's why I think there's no way she faked her death. There's no way Ibuki committed suicide.
You know, we already finished talking about that a while ago.